Welcome to Dad's Drafts.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad's Drafts. It's great to have you here, especially my one new subscriber, number 48. Welcome to the family. Now we're going to do a premiere draft of Bloomburrow. It will be my second, and let's just hope that I don't get as flooded as I did last game. I don't know if you saw that one, but it was pretty terrible. We had a great deck, blue-green frogs, but the last two games I only drew lands pretty much. So let's see if we can avoid that and maybe have some good games. Now, if you're new, feel free to subscribe, and if you're regular, also leave a like to help the algorithms, but if you like what you see. And especially the reason why this channel is made, if you have any feedback for me for my drafting or maybe my playing that I don't see myself, like mistakes or things that I should have done, please do let me know because I am eager to learn. Alright, well, let's see what we get and what we can do. There's one sheet still to be filled. I do like Bloomburrow so far, but I must admit that, I'm still very much trying to get the hang of it. I'm not sure what is good, and I think there's quite some synergy. You're able to get quite some synergy in this set, but so far I've not really mastered it. Alright, well, there's Balin the Haymaker, which I think is pretty good if you are actually in the rabbit token deck. So that means green, white, and then splashing red. But I don't want to first pick it because it has 3 colors. There's also 2 pretty good uncommons. This one is amazing, but both of them are 2 colors. So for me, it's between these 3: Sugarcoat, Flower or Foot, Swordsmaster, and the Blooming Blast. And this one has Valiance, one with 1/2 with upside, and you also get a token of it. So it's okay, I guess. For 3 mana, get 2 bodies. It's okay. And I think white is one of the strongest colors, but I do think that I'm going to take the Sugarcoat here, because I think it's a pretty decent removal spell, keeps our options open, and I prefer to play blue. Alright, well, there's more white cards, also like this one, but there's also quite some strong black cards. There's 1 blue, but would you look at this? 6 strong black cards, so the odds of us getting black in the second pack are very slim. No real blue card that I'm very interested in. So this one is pretty good, I think. 3/2 manas with this card. And if they lost life, it actually even better. And there's a Nocturnal Hunger, which is just a premium removal spell. So for me, it's between these two. And I think I will go for the removal spell. However, well, the thing is, if I take black now, I'm not sure if it will be open anytime because we pass a lot of great black cards. Yeah, I'll just take the Warlock. We don't know what we end up in yet. Okay, this one is good with bats. So if you go black-white, this is one of the cards that you want. There's a Daring Wave Rider, which I think is pretty good, especially if you can find a way to flicker it. But even without that, just playing a card, instant sorcery from your graveyard without paying its mana cost is pretty good. Other nice cards are Agate Assault, but since we already have a blue removal spell, I think I will go for the Daring Wave Rider and see if we can stay in blue and maybe figure out what our next color will be. 2/3 flying. Whenever Bloomburrow mentor or another creature you control with flying enters, without type creature you control without flying. Okay. I haven't really tried the blue-white flying matters deck, and there's still some other white cards, also a blue card. So I think I might just take this. I also see a Longstalk Brawl, but I've already played green, and this, I know this is early to try and settle into 2 colors, but I'm not really missing out on anything huge. Scales of Shale is also pretty good, I guess. But I'll just take the Mentor here. Wow, still many black cards. the beginning of combat on your turn, each opponent lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pay 2 life, sacrifice dorsal cards. Okay. There's also a blue card, Shore Up. And also an early winter. No great white cards. Guess I'll just try to cut blue for now. Wow, and now there's a lot of white. So, when in doubt, always take the 2-drop. I think this is a very good pump spell, but I think it's best in green-white or white-red. Would also like Finch formation, but at this point I think the 2-drop is probably the best pick for us. So I will take that. Okay, so there's a creature with flying. And it will probably gain us a lot of life during the game. So I think I will take it. So we want a combination of creatures with flying and creatures without flying. What do? When it builds a creator 0 for a wall. Whenever one of non-land creatures permanent you as well enters, okay. Return target non-creature, non-land. I think it's very situational, but what are we missing out on? Nothing really important. I think the Conduit is pretty good. Might just splash for the Conduit at some point. Maybe I'm underrating this card, but I don't think it's great. If you think otherwise, please do let me know. Okay, so there's a Finch formation, creature with flying, and if we actually give it offspring for 6, which is a lot, then this triggers twice. So I'll just take it here. Okay. Well, I think it's just a 2-drop with great upside. I'm kind of surprised that it's still in there. Run away together. We might just play that. Gossip's Talent. Don't think I will play that. So whenever you give a gift, draw a card. So any gift giving is now something positive. And I think that happens in all colors pretty much. So now we could see if maybe we can pick up some more gift giving cards. Wow. Season of the Burrow. Choose 5. You can play either, you get 5 rabbit tokens. Exile target on the permanent, it controls those cards. Also very good. Yeah, I think this is an easy pickup for us. Would also really like the Shrike Force, of course. And I think those are pretty much the 2 cards that are good in our deck. The Warden, I think, is also pretty good. But I would take Shrike Force over the Warden anyway. But I think Season of Burrow is pretty much a bomb. I mean, imagine doing the last one. Whatever you take back, it gets an indestructible counter. It's crazy. Okay, so I'll just put this aside. Maybe we will splash for it. I don't know. Shoreline Looter. Other nice cards. Lightshell Duo, I think is pretty good 4-drop. Carrot Cake is very strong, I think. Especially if you want to go wide with rabbits. Nocturnal Hunger, of course. I think we could have had one of those, but I think the Shoreline Looter, even without Threshold, it can be blocked. And it just loots, which hence the name. But if you actually do get Threshold at some point, you can just draw a card, which I think is pretty good. And if you have ways to pump this, it's also pretty decent. Okay, so blue is very much open. There's also Head of the Homestead, but we're not really planning to go wide. We want flying creatures and stuff like that, so maybe we can pick up one of these as well, get a bit control-y. But I think the Long River Lurker is very good, so I will take it. Just enter, make a creature unblockable, and get it to flicker. So if you have some enter the battlefield, for instance this one or whatever, I think it's pretty good. There's also this one, which might be interesting. No, I will take the body here. I think we can get a counterspell later on. Edimer Crab. 5/5 flash for 7. It's cheaper for each instant sorcery when it enters tap 2 creature. I think this is very good. So especially we have the looter, and maybe we can find some other ways to get instants and sorceries into our graveyard. For instance, just use the Shore Up and Run Away Together. Then this is a very good late game push. Pearl of Wisdom is pretty neat. I think this one is the best in the Frogs deck. So I will take the Pearls of Wisdom. Could also go pretty controlling with another Run Away Together. So maybe I think I will take the Run Away Together. I don't think we have any otters. We have one otter. Which one is our otter? Oh, this is a 6-drop, yeah. No, I think I'll just take the Run Away Together. Sure. I'll take the Angler. Wow, that's a very late take out the trash. So blue-red is also pretty open. But I don't mind getting this one. It's a pretty good trick. We have one already. Does it beat a Hidden Grotto? I don't think we need 2 of these, so I'll just take the Grotto. I mean, the Enter the Battlefield Surveil is great. So we have 1, 2, 3 cards with flying. So I wouldn't mind getting some more flyers. Or I think getting some more flyers would be pretty good. I think this also somewhat counts. I'm not sure if we will have tokens, so for me it's between these two. And we have 10 creatures so far. I think this one is actually pretty decent. I'll take the 4-mana spell. There we get another one of those. And now I don't expect us to get anything anymore. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. That's very good with Run Away Together. Okay. Also like that, a creature with flying. So now some more 2-drops and a 4-drop or 2, and I think we should be good. And maybe we can cut some cards to focus more on the flying aspect. Because now we have the Otter, and of course we do have some Enter the Battlefield, instant sorceries, but it's not really the best deck for this thing. I prefer to have some creatures. Now this is a difficult pick. I think we have to take the Shrike Force, but I also love the Looter. But I think this card is just magnificent. So I will take it. I think this one is also pretty good. Wow, well, even if I was blue-red, I would probably not play this. There is another Otter, which we do have some instant sources which we can play for free. There's also another Looter. There's also Pawn Prophets. This is actually a difficult pick. I think we could use one more of these. I think they're very good. I am not very sure. We have 5 instant sorceries, so we will pretty much always have a target for it. Yeah, I'll take the Wave Rider. Now our top end is done. Take a Finch Formation as a flyer. Also like Calamitous Tide, but I think this one is also pretty good because we have the Jolly Gerbils. Yeah, I can't really make a deck which only offers gifts. Wow, there's another Edimer Crab. What do you do? At the beginning of your end step, if you gained or lost life. Well, we don't have any ways to gain life, so I think this will not really happen. And we also don't have ways to lose life. This is an expensive card, by the way. Can we do another crab? I think we can. if we use our runaway together and some other instant sorceries, I think we could. Wow, what do you do? Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. So we will take that gladly. So we do have to do some cutting, I think. What do you do? Okay. 2/2 for 3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frog. Okay, well, I think that's very good in our deck, especially because it says frogs. I mean birds. Okay, do we want a counter spell or another flyer? I think we want another flyer, to be honest. And as I said before, we do have to do some cutting. We might end up not playing the sugar coat. 20 creatures. I'm just going to have to check how many non-creature spells we have. 5 instant sorceries. I'm not sure if that's good enough for the angler. I don't think it goes that well in our deck. I'll take a pump spell. We don't have any rabbit though. I'll take another 2/2 fly for 3. So now the angler can go. I'll just take this hermit. Don't think I will play it. Get rid of that because that one is better. We have too many 3-drops. So I do need to cut some 3-drops. Maybe we cut 1 Finch formation. I think this is pretty much it. Yeah. So the plan is to be a bit controlly and survive till the late game, and once we have some instant sorceries in the graveyard, we can either play the crabs or the otters, and then I hope we can really go off. But as I said before, it's my first time playing blue-white, so I wonder how it goes. Okay, I think this is pretty good. I'll keep it. Not sure which to play first. I don't have many ways to give, but this is a 2/3 body for 2 mana, which I think is just crazy on its own. Do I want to loot? No. I don't mind just playing this as a big body. Since he's red, he might go aggressive, and I want something to block pretty much any small creature that he has. Okay, well, I'm glad he does that. It leaves us open to play the Shrike Force. I love what they did with the instant sorceries, that you can now also, often it was only attacking creature, but now also tapped or attacking, so you can play it even after you've been in combat. I think I'll just put up the looter. Oh, sorry. It's very good with the Shrike Force. So now I really hope to have some kind of some cheap spells. Of course, this is 3 mana, so okay. Why would he do that? He must have something. Oh, I think I know what he has. He has the Might of the Meek, I guess. I think he's going to play it now anyway. We'll keep this up. So he has Might of the Meek, but does that even pump it? What kind of 1-mana red spell could he have had? Okay. He will give that haste. We will have to... he will not give it haste. Okay. Play the Flood Caller. Now I will use the Diagram Draft as a tempo play. Because now we can get in for quite some damage, and I hope next turn to play either of these. But then we do need to draw land. Yep. Okay. Now we can do the same thing again and then play the crab. I think that's best. So this is probably going to make him mad. I can imagine making him mad. Now he has to chump. We have a wide open board, and whenever this enters, we do need one more land, of course. And a step up to 2 target creatures. So if we do draw a land, I think we have lethal. Nice lands. Okay, yeah. The burb, yeah. He does have to play something else. Okay, well, good game. Alright, first game is a win. Sure. Let's go to game number 2. I think the 6-mana drop Otter is ridiculous. It's an uncommon. I think I started playing during Aether Revolt, and I think you had the Gear Hulk, the blue one. And that was a mythic, and I think it did something like this. So it does tell you something how the power level can change in a few years. Yeah, this is nice. Now, do I play the duo first or the crier? Do I want 1 life or have more board presence? I think that's our answer. I will play the crier first, because then next turn we can make it unblockable and get it back to our hand, and then back to the battlefield, I mean. So I will not block if he attacks. And if he wants to kill that with a spell, be my guest. Okay, well, I assume that he does have something. I just want to use all my mana, so I am going to try to play this. Otherwise it would have to be something like this. And now my creatures have ward, which I think is it only frogs? Yeah. Okay, so now these two have ward. Just attack with this, and I will flicker it, I guess. Maybe get rid of the shore up, depending on what we draw. If we draw another land, I might just ditch another land. And I think it's good for us to have instants and sorceries in our graveyard, so I think it's smart getting rid of the shore up, because we don't have amazing targets to use it on. Okay, so just a land. And now I think it's good to keep lands. Next turn I can play the duo, 2 of them. Or maybe play the Gurgles, because it's pretty good on this board. Teapot Slinger, very strong, 2-headed giant. Okay. And what do you do? It is a bird. Okay, so I think it's best for us to put a bird on the battlefield. And maybe a big chunker. And just pass. And if we draw another land, We put a bird creature from your hand or graveyard onto battle with a finality counter. Okay, so we could do that. On each bird you control, or draw a card. Wow, it's pretty strong. I would prefer to play these on turn 6, so we can keep shore up. So if we draw our 5th land, I don't think I will play it. And if he attacks with a teapot slinger, I will just toss all my ground creatures in front of it. I think this is a great card. We picked it up late. I mean, whenever a bird deals damage, just draw a card is, I think, most of the times the best option. Even if he removes one now, it should still kill it. And if he wants to use a pump spell, you know, that's okay, I guess. Okay, well, it still dies, right? He has another spell, and then it gets... Well, if you want to use 2 cards to keep a teapot slinger alive, that's fine by me. What is it going to pump it? Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of cards. I want to say wasted, but it's not really wasted. I'm attacking with a fish, even though it's just 1 damage. And the reason is, at this moment I don't really care about losing life, because we have ways to gain life, so... Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any mana for it anymore. I think I will not sacrifice this, actually. Because we have 2 of the return to creature, return to hand stuff. I will play it now, because we have the Wave Rider, so I'll attack with the birds, gain some life, and I will probably draw a card. No, I think... did I already play a land? I'm not sure, otherwise drawing a card is the best option if I draw an island for the shore up. I think I'll just draw a card, I think it's the best, okay. Well, 1 more land now. If this stays alive, we should be fine, though we don't have any good instant sorceries to play. He did use the sugar coat on our Gurgle. Not sure why he would do that. Yeah. I will put it on top. Still lets us draw a card. Okay, so now I will block the 2-1. He's a bit mana screwed with islands. Could really go for a run away together. Bounce the angler and bounce our Gurgles. Okay. Gain some life. I will draw a card. Well, we are drawing all over top end. Could really use a land now. Well, yeah, well, I must admit we are a bit unlucky here. Or maybe I'm missing something. So we can't play the crab. We can play the Wave Rider as a 4/4. Would really like the Runaway Together now. Bounce the Angler. Okay, well that is also pretty decent, I guess. We do have some life gain going. Now I want to use Shore Up anyway, depending on what they do. Hexproof, untap it, +1/+1, so this becomes a 2. Okay, well that's very nice. So now he can only attack with the Angler, pretty much. And now we have an instant to play. So we take 6. Next turn I might keep one of these back to chump with. But we still need another land. Okay, well, that's no real upside. Okay, well, let's first gain some life. We don't have any creatures without flying. So I think this is the play. If we draw a land, I will probably keep this up. And I will sacrifice the Gerbils now. And I will have to chump the Angler, I guess. Wow, the Harnesser of Storms doing so much work. Wow, he has a bird too. Yeah, well, I don't think this is... I think this is going to be very hard. We need some... Any kind of action or land is good. Maybe he attacks with everything, then we can do some good blocks. I hope he does. We do have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. We did have 7 damage. So, okay, well, that's good. Do we want to get in for a lot of damage? 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Then he won't attack with the flyers next turn, I guess. It's not the best instant to get back. I think we have to play the Edinburgh Crab anyway. I think it's best to if he goes to combat, we can tap 2 things. And in their turn it will enter. Okay, well. Put the pressure on. If we would have played that in their turn, then it would have entered tapped. So that's not great. Now we could go to combat first next turn, then play the Daring Wave Rider and untap anything that we like. Oh dude, he just keeps drawing action. Oh, I hope he didn't draw a plains. Okay, Would have had lethal otherwise. Okay. So if we survive this, we might actually live. So I'm just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What do you have? If only we could draw a removal spell now. Or maybe he miscounted. Maybe he can deal some damage to our face. Oh, it was the wipe spell. Okay. Still not great. I have to play this without offspring, I guess, because we have 7 mana and I need to sacrifice the food, so... I misread the card. I thought this was the... Well, he must have some action in his graveyard. Yeah, we're kind of lacking... Maybe I should remove one of these for any kind of interaction. Yeah, well... Really need some nice top deck now, unless we're already dead. So the Wave Rider didn't have any targets here, which makes it a bad card. It's just a 6 mana 4/4, so I think we should replace one. What can we top deck? What can we... Okay, well, nothing, I guess. No. Never mind. So I'll remove one Wave Rider and maybe put in another instant or sorcery to make the Eddymer Crabs and the Wave Rider better. So let's just do that. Okay, well, we don't have any instant and sorceries anymore. Okay. Alright. 1 and 1. Now I would really like to get back to Diamond as soon as possible, but as I said, you need to play the format a lot to get into it really. This is fine. And red, so this also gets +1/+1. Okay, fine. Okay, so he missed the land drop, and I think we just need to keep playing creatures. Just make that unblockable, but it will also get flying, so... So they're pretty mana screwed. Especially having the ward is very strong now. Even if he has a removal spell, he cannot play it. So next turn I'll just keep up the flood color. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much the only play he can do. I'll just play this during our during the main phase, so this gets flying. He drew a land, nice. Okay, well in that case there's no point. I'll just attack. Wow. So there's also frogs. Yeah. So that can be quite some damage next turn. So we can flash this in, play runaway together, trigger stuff, make this bigger. So which does he target? My lurker? Well, in that case I will just return them both. Might just play the flood color now. He also didn't draw another land, so yeah, he's having a hard time. Don't really care about that one at this point. I'll just play this. Next turn I can make something unblockable, and I don't expect him to have a border wipe for this mana. Yeah, well, I think if he wasn't mana screwed, I think the game could have gone way different. Okay, we're back in platinum. Let's keep going. Two and one. I must say that at this start phase of the game, of the new set, I'm already pretty decently happy once I go 3 and 3 or maybe 4 and 3. Okay, this is nice. 2-drop, 3-drop. I think this thing is very, very strong. It's pretty much a 3-2 fly for 3, which is good. Another plains, and I think we should be good. Now we should also remember that if anything dies, it's not the end, because we can get it back with a indestructible counter. I think we might want to get rid of that. Okay. Let's see what we loot. I think I'm going to need that. So next turn we could do Bellowing Crier, and then flicker 2 cards, like the Crier and the Cultivator, or whatever he plays now. Okay, well that's good for us. I know it's a very good card, but what does level 2 do? Permanent you control have... Okay, so that does change things a bit. Oh, we can of course get this back. I should have known. Well, I did a good thing. I can get that back with the indestructible counter. So this has a ward, which I believe is not great. Why is it so slow? Okay. So maybe I should have done it during my turn, depending on what he plays. I think I'll just return the looter, to be honest. Okay. Let's draw cards. Well, I'm glad we kept it up. I'll just do the cheapest one. My goodness. Okay. So we can get an indestructible, make some chompers. I think that's the best thing. Or we can exile a non-land permanence. Wow, they're both pretty good. Okay, well, I will exile the non-land permanence. Get a counter every turn. Creature tokens get pumped. I think the counter and then even more counters is more devastating. Wow, we could even return the land with an indestructible to counter. That's pretty good. Okay, we'll give this double flying. Okay. Yeah, I was afraid of that. We can do quite some chomping though. He's coming in hot. Okay. Okay, that's very nice. That is very, very nice. Let me think. Should have gone to combat first, to be honest. I'll just do... I don't have another instant or sorcery in the graveyard. I'll do the Warden. Yep. Okay, well, we will take quite some more damage. Oh my goodness. Dude, this deck makes no sense. Okay, so we don't have any non-creature spells. We have to keep both of them back. Let's just loot first. I think this can kill some things when it blocks, so that might be the best thing, but this is going to be a big problem. Quite sure he has one or two more creatures, yeah. Oh, he can even pump everything. Well, I think he did the math. Yeah. Green-white is very strong. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with the Finch formation last turn, but then I would have had a blocker. Okay. Food for thought. Now, yeah, I think green-white is the strongest. I think green-white is the strongest combination. Alright, sucky 2-drop, 3-drop, we have the crab, I'll keep. Hope to draw a 1 or 2-drop in one of these turns. That is a 2-drop, thank you. Very good with Runaway Together, you know, triggers Valiant. Do we off the trade? I think we do. Okay. Nice. I assume he has something, so I'll just take the 1 damage. Probably has something which needs me to lose life, okay. It's decent. I'll just offer the trade again. Where he takes 5. Okay. Now, this incoming turn, I think I will play Runaway Together anyway. Because I want to have an instant in my graveyard for the crab. I hope that he tries to remove something, so that I can save it and return something to his hand. Okay, well, that sucks. I'll just discard the looter then. Well, maybe these otters and crabs, I know that they're best in red-blue, but I don't think they're good enough to play in blue-white. Maybe I should have drawn smaller creatures to give flying and stuff like that. I should have drafted them, I mean. Yeah, that's a very good card. I played that during my 2-headed giant pre-release. It was crazy, because each opponent loses life. He cannot block. Oh my goodness. Now if he starts, which he will. Wow, that is so much. This is so painful. If I were him, I would just level both of these up and it will deal effectively 8 damage, because I can only draw 1 card a turn, unless I draw more cards, but I don't think I will. So we'll take 4 damage. And this will kill us soon. We are drawing many lands, to be honest. But now we will lose another 4 life. I think we're pretty much dead here. Yep. Well, I think this is over. I could have attacked, but it doesn't really matter. He just attacks with everything and we die. Yep, good game. Well, that's it for the second game. I mean the second draft. Now, about the deck, I did learn a few things. I think blue-white is pretty strong, and I think we could have gotten more out of it. However, I think that these cards are very good, but I don't think they're good enough to play in this deck. So in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have picked these and just pick some 2-drops which you can give flying and stuff, which is the best. So blue-white was open, but I shouldn't have tried to go for these. Now, I learned something. If you have something to teach me as well, do please let me know. And if you like what you saw, then by all means feel free to like, subscribe or whatever. And I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching Dad's Draft.